Well, there will not be a sweep by the Toronto Blue Jays, despite the fact that they had a 6-1 lead at Yankee Stadium. They lose game 3 somehow, 9-6. I'm Dan. That's Kyle. Kyle, everything was going so well.
Dan, I've got my notes here. All that they say is "uh-oh," because we had an uncharacteristically poor defensive performance. We have some guys not looking ideal at the plate right now, and it's almost fair to say that those runs they gave up late in garbage time in game 2 woke the Yankees bats up because they looked pretty decent at the plate tonight, didn't they?
And they were able to save arms in that blowout game because they left what was his name? Willie. They
Sure.
left him to chew up a lot of innings
Yeah.
while the Blue Jays went through a lot of arms in game 3. Let's start with the positives. Vladdy Guerrero goes deep again. He's gone deep in every single game in this series. It was going so well, building a 6-1 lead. The texts were flooding in. Sandra O'Toole, my mom says, "Is this real life?" I said, "I can't believe this." And then what I feared would happen, because it's happened in every one of Shane Bieber's starts, the bad inning, and it got him.
The bad inning, and without doubt his worst start as a Blue Jay, I would have to say. And, basically everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Now, you and I have been discussing this. I was under the impression that tomorrow night was to be the bullpen game, and tonight turned into that as well. We showed all of that great promise early in the game at the plate, and it just died right off after the Yankees took the lead. We went off a cliff offensively. It seems like everyone was demoralized. It's a tough stadium to play in, and it's going to be a lot tougher to play in tomorrow night.
You knew Aaron Judge would his bat would wake up, and boy did it ever. He launched one off the left field foul pole, and that was the death blow, and the Yankees came alive. The Yankees fans were out of that game. They
Yeah,
were silent. Our
silent.
coworker and good friend Julie Stewart Binks was in attendance, and she said there was no noise. Jays fans, their chants were being heard throughout Yankee Stadium. It was that quiet. One more run by the Blue Jays, that stadium might have been half empty. And then Aaron Judge, the monster we did not have awoken, has been awoken.
They said on the broadcast, Dan, that home run that he hit on that pitch, no hitter in all of Major League Baseball in either the regular or postseason this year has hit a pitch coming in that fast, that far inside for a home run. And he did it tonight. And if there was ever a sign that someone's bat is woken up, not that he's been poor in this series, but he's been kind of hitting singles and stuff. Aaron Judge is here to play. Postseason Judge appears to be no more. He is playing like the best player in baseball right now, at least at the plate. And that is a bad sign for the Blue Jays. We got to say what it is. This was not good by any measure. A few good offensive performances, but not too much later in the game.
Hope everyone's hammering the overs in this game. I haven't even checked the lines, but 15 runs scored in this game as the Yankees score 8 unanswered to take their first game of the series. The bright spots, the Jays are still up 2-1. They're still
Yeah.
up 2-1 in the series. But the thing that I said going into the series, make the Yankees have to play the ball because they will screw up. But it was the Blue Jays this time. IKF booted a grounder to second. That continued an inning, and Addison Barger bobbled a pop fly in which Schneider should have called him off to get that one. That kept an inning going, and those two errors were huge. You cannot put into words how costly those were for the Jays.
It was a big, big problem. They did not look like, other than the brief offensive outburst, which I keep alluding to at the start of this game, they didn't look anything like themselves. They seemed out of sorts in all facets of the game. Pitching, no one got it done. There was not much to be stopping this Yankee train right now. I'm looking on Bet Rivers. They have not posted a run over or under total for tomorrow yet. Yankees are heavy minus 167 favorites.
What
And
was
if
the total on this game?
Dan, I actually hit that total tonight. Sorry, this evening because the total runs for this game was 7.5. I
Oh,
also took the Yankees over and the Blue Jays over and hit those as well. So thank you, Bet Rivers, once again for setting your lines in the most favorable way possible. Dan, we're facing the kid. We're facing Schlittler tomorrow night. But as of right now, the Toronto Blue Jays are really the only team that have ever gotten to him.
yeah. Uh, he did not have a performance against the Blue Jays like he had against the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Again, you're up 2-1. Can we go back to Anthony Santander? Get him out of the lineup. I don't want to speak ill of any current Blue Jays, but he is providing absolutely nothing. He looked lost on a fly ball to right. It looked at one point he was calling off anyone. He's the only one in right field. There's no one to call off. And then he fell on his face and laid there. He has done nothing at the plate. He missed 3/4 of the season. Uh, I want to see Miles Straw in the lineup. That guy has speed. He's a spark plug. Put the straw man in.
I think change in the lineup right now wouldn't be the worst solution to stop this slide as it happens. That might be the one, Dan, because as you say, he looked a little bit lost out there tonight. I mean, he's put a few good swings on the ball, but he's hitting line drives right to guys. And if the ball's not falling for him and he's not making plays on defensively, well, what do you say? Try someone else. There's other people.
Santander, the problem is he doesn't like pitches down the middle. Every pitch down the middle he
Right.
takes.
I can't refute anything you're saying. It's
It's
exactly the same.
infuriating.
It's infuriating. It is. It's infuriating, and geez, you know what? Who do we even have starting tomorrow night? Like, what is is this fully announced as a bullpen
I
game?
don't
Isn't
think
it?
they have announced a starter, but the Fox broadcast was speculating if you put Gosman in on short rest and then save you Savage for a potential game 5.
Wow,
So that was said during the broadcast, but John Schmoltz said that would show that the Blue Jays are desperate and
agreed.
expecting the worst to happen. So he says he doesn't believe that they will do that, and that would be the wrong move because it would send the wrong message to the Yankees.
I'm not entirely certain I disagree with that either, Dan, because as you've stated very clearly, we're still up 2-1 here.
Yeah.
You can't discount that. We have also the bats were still there for most of the night. We booted the ball around defensively. We didn't pitch well. That's what happened tonight. And at the end of the day, we have two more cracks at taking this series. And the Jays, I don't know. Do you think there was were they already celebrating? I didn't get that impression by them because they came out so hot. They came out looking to put the nail in the coffin, but they just couldn't pitch. They could
They didn't
not.
score a run after the third. They had their 4-run third inning, and then they went silent. So the Yankees bullpen were the heroes of this game,
Yeah.
along with Aaron Judge, who hit his 3-run shot, and also Jazz Chisholm went deep. But have we ever checked an age on Tim Hill? Whenever he comes into a game, I'm like,
I think he's
is this?
35.
No, he isn't. He's got to be 55.
Hey Siri, how old is Tim Hill from the New
He
York
is
Yankees?
35. Tim Hill is the oldest 35 looking year old 35 in the history of the world. He is 35. Wow. I thought he was like teammates with Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle, and they're like, wow, this is like the longest serving Yankee in Yankees history. But he's only 35. Wow.
He's lived a rough 35, Dan, as Big Z says in
Look,
the chat right now.
look at all the zeros. Look at all the zeros put up by the Yankees bullpen. The Yankees bullpen only gave up 3 hits.
Yeah.
They only gave up 3 hits. Wow. That's scary.
Our words do not indicate panic time, but my panic indicates panic time. Schlittler relied heavily on the strikeout in the last game against the Red Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays are the best contact hitting team in Major League Baseball. Last time I checked. How's that gonna help us tomorrow night?
Well, they were brought down to earth.
Yeah.
The Fox broadcast, which I was watching because I like to get the different perspective, they were pointing at the stats through the first 2 games, how it was heavily dominated by the Blue Jays. Blue Jays were not striking out. The Yankees were striking out a lot. The Jays were going deep. The Yankees were not. And then that just flipped in this game. The Jays struck out, I think, 8 or 9 times in this game. What was the final stat line on that one? We can get that here. They struck out 11 times in this game. The Toronto Blue Jays struck out 11 times. Compare that to the Yankees, who only struck out 6 times. So everything that happened in the first 2 games that the Blue Jays did to the Yankees happened to the Blue Jays this game. Um, the Yankees had their first ever lead in this series in this game. So that was a first. And the Blue Jays played from behind, obviously. So maybe it's just one of these ones where you say, guys, let's just forget that even happened.
Well, the
Let's
Yankees
just
have had to
let's
do
just
that.
strike that from our minds.
Yeah, well, this to me, Dan, this is where the coach and the personnel and the leaders in the locker room have to step up right now off the field and mentally prepare the rest of this squad to wipe this from their memory and come out anew tomorrow. Although, you were watching the Fox broadcast, Dan, so I don't think you're aware of one other very particular positive takeaway from tonight's
Okay.
game. The Toronto Blue Jays recorded 9 hits, which entitles everyone to a free Tim Hortons medium ice cap or some shit like that tomorrow. I don't, some garbage product they sell, they give for free every time the Jays get 9 hits. So if
$1.
you have the Tim Hortons app, go and enjoy that tomorrow as your consolation prize for this defeating loss tonight.
Well, I can tell you this. This is a good promotion. MLB Playoffs Daily Profit Boost Pack. Eligible players who log into their BetRivers account each day during the MLB playoffs will receive a 2-pack of MLB Profit Boost, 1 live profit boost, and 1 SGP profit boost. See app and website for more details. See, that
Awesome.
is something you can.
That I'm going to take advantage of, and we actually have a comment in the live chat right now from. I think it's good. I think it's a very measured comment. Amish Electrician says, great handle by the way. Amish Electrician says, just because Schittler was hot last time he pitched doesn't mean he is automatic, and that's very true. The kid hasn't pitched enough for that to be the case. So we'll see. He's, we got to him once. I have high hopes for that. Maybe I'll fade him.
This sport is all about momentum, and it's scary to say that after those first 2 games in Toronto and how the Jays arrived in New York, that momentum has definitely switched to the Yankees. In one game, in one inning, in one swing off the bat of Aaron Judge, everything shifted. The Yankees, they have come back from a 0-2 deficit before. It was twice before they've come back from an 0-2, I believe. Um, I don't put much in historical stats. I put a lot in the confidence of a franchise. And if there's a franchise that has confidence, it's the New York Yankees.
Aaron Judge is awake, Dan, and that is a big problem for the Toronto Blue Jays because as Aaron Judge goes, so go the Yankees. And their bats, they just followed him right down the aisle, right across home plate, time and time again tonight. But again, it's one game. But I also believe in the theory of momentum, especially when it comes to the offensive production of a baseball team. Guys are getting hot. The Jays, they had their 9 hits tonight. They were all early. Vladimir Guerrero, our best guy, he stayed hot. Let's hope that this team can put this loss behind them because it wasn't pretty.
There will be changes in the lineup. Springer's not going anywhere, although he looked lost at the plate. Santander, we did not see him in game 2. He did not start in game 2. I do not believe he will be starting in game 4 of this series. Um, I hope we see Miles Straw, but he's been pasted to that bench. He came in what, the second game of the series. I just love the guy. I just think he provides spark. Um, would really like to see Bo Bichette, but the guy's not even freaking running yet.
That's a problem right now because we could use the way Bo Bichette plays baseball. Unfortunately, does not appear to be well aligned with the type of injury he has right now. But the problem is the way Bo Bichette approaches the game of baseball is exactly what this team needs right now. Now, I
True.
texted you guys tonight, I loved Vladdy's headfirst slide into the plate. Like, do you think that guy wants to win right now? I hope his teammates look to moments like that tonight for the grit that they have to provide in these next two, hopefully one game. But they got a tall, tall task tomorrow night in Yankee Stadium, 7 p.m. start. So well, with any luck, we'll be on a little earlier. But holy moly, man, it is tough to draw positive from that, other than let's hope that this team, with the adversities they face this year, can call on the resilience one more time and recover from this performance.
All I can say is that Vladdy Guerrero Superman slide, if he was wearing a cup, that would have hurt like hell.
I
Because
totally, I
yeah, when
totally
you
agree.
dive and you are that high off the ground and you land on your crotch, yikes.
Has anyone ever missed a Major League Baseball playoff game with a bruised pubic bone?
No, I do know Rich Pilon, a former goalie, he
Oh,
missed
I know this
time
story.
because of lacerated testicles.
Oh my
He
god.
had happened in warm up of a game, and that was what it said on the injury report: lacerated testicle.
I just
I don't think
I'm,
you'd see
I'm
that on the injury report in today's day and age.
I'm
Oh,
so glad that's one of the last thoughts I'll have before going to bed tonight. I'll say this to the live chat right now. They're pretty positive, and I like that because it's no time to get down on the team. We can be negative about this baseball game tonight. We should be negative about this baseball game. We are discussing it immediately following it. But this is a good baseball team. This is one of the best baseball teams in the major leagues without a doubt. And they're beating the Yankees in this series still 2-1. There is hope for tomorrow.
yeah, it's a one off, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 11, and then post game after Game 4 of the Jays and Yankees.